There are still a number of shootings where the citizens and witnesses and complainants make observation that the account provided is not that given to us by the police. Body-worn cameras would allay public concern and citizens' concerns as to the accounts provided, and particularly if body-worn cameras were to be used in planned operations where officers are attending scenes to make arrests or search, and in planned operations where vehicle checkpoints are in progress. A considerable number of fatalities arose from vehicle checkpoints last year. Body-worn cameras would help provide that reassurance to the public and provide succour to the police that the accounts they're providing are as correct as reported.
The Commissioner of Police ought to cause the force to operate in a way where, when there is a planned operation, that at least one member of that operation who is going to be involved in the activities is wearing a body-worn camera. We think that it gives a false sense of accountability to say, oh yes, we have body-worn cameras, if you do not deploy them in the areas where they are most needed. And a force which has questions surrounding its use of force needs to, as much as possible, put them on all officers who are likely to be involved in use of force incidents. Now, an officer walking around in the day, we don't know whether he'll have an incident. But if you're going on a raid, for example, or some planned operation, you go there with a weapon, you ought to go there with first aid equipment because you know something might happen. Similarly, you ought to have a body-worn camera on a prominent member of the operation.
The number of people who are shot and killed or shot and injured who did not either have any weapon at all or did not have a firearm. So in the debate which has to be had, the police are engaged in shooting criminals, and they certainly are in a number of occasions, and armed ones at that. A significant proportion of people have neither a weapon of any sort, or if they do have a weapon, it's not a firearm. That is a requirement for the JCF to look at this material and make an assessment as to how they can improve their use of force policy and adhere